Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Question Bank. Today we have a very interesting case, and this is a case that is very high yield on medical school exams and board exams around the world. So let's take a look at this. We have a 2-week-old boy who was brought to the emergency department by his parents due to inconsolable crying since the previous night. This morning, the patient was noted to be very tired and warm. Temperature recorded at home was 39.4 degrees Celsius, and on examination, the patient appears very lethargic and cries when his hips are flexed. A lumbar puncture is conducted, which shows an elevated opening pressure, elevated protein levels, decreased glucose levels, and many polymorphonuclear cells. Which of the following organisms is most likely the cause of this patient's symptoms? Okay, let's dissect this question. What do we do first? We look at our demographics. We have a 2-week-old boy. 2-week-old boy means we have, you're right, a neonate. This is key, right? We have a neonate, so we have to think neonatal diseases. Okay, he's brought to the emergency department, so it's an acute event typically. Inconsolable crying. Now, neonatal symptoms can be very non-specific, so we have to look at every single detail. Okay? So this morning, the patient was noted to be very tired and warm. So typically when there is a particularly severe illness, especially in neonates, one of the signs that you see is severe lethargy. Alongside poor feeding, decreased output, you have to think of diseases like sepsis, for example. So let's see. He does have a fever of 39.4 degrees Celsius. All right? And on examination, he's lethargic and cries when his hips are flexed. Now, this is an examination sign. As you know, we have the Brudzinski sign and the Kernig sign. So what the physician has done over here is the Kernig sign, where he has flexed the patient's hips. Now, when he flexes the patient's hips, there's irritation within the meninges of the spinal canal, which causes pain, which is why the patient is crying. Okay? So we can already kind of see where this question is leading us to. Okay, so this is very important. This particular physical examination sign, Kernig. Okay? Now, we have the results of the lumbar puncture, which shows an elevated opening pressure, elevated protein levels, decreased glucose levels, and many polymorphonuclear. Okay? What I want to point out to you over here is the decreased glucose levels, which will really help us out. When we look at the options that we have, okay, we can see it is a mix of bacteria, okay, and viruses, and we also have one fungi, okay. When we notice the fact that we have decreased glucose levels, the decreased glucose levels means that viruses are typically out of the picture. Okay, we can cross out cytomegalovirus over here. Okay, in this case, since they have not mentioned any form of immunocompromise at the moment, okay, such as the presence of any immunosuppressive medications being taken, any cancers, HIV, anything like that, Cryptococcus neoformans becomes less likely as well. Until here, we can already eliminate these two options. Now, remember when I said this is a neonate? When we think neonate plus meningitis, we have to think, what are the 3 most common organisms? Group B strep, okay, E. coli, and listeria. Neonatal meningitis, we think of Group B strep, E. coli, and listeria. That immediately gives us our answer, Group B strep. Which one of these is Group B strep? Streptococcus agalactiae. This is the most common cause, not even common, most common cause of neonatal meningitis. Always remember this. This is, as we quote Dr. Hussein Sattar, this is very high yield. Alright, please always remember this. The other 2 causes will be E. coli and listeria. Hope you enjoyed this video and see you soon.